Looks like we're going to be doing vertical today. A big pain in the neck. We had a hurricane here, Hurricane Milton. Pretty intense. Let me just rotate this silly thing. All right, yeah. So we're back to being wet. That was all dried out as of yesterday. We got dumped on a lot of rain, lots of wind. We hit about 70 miles per hour, just shy of hurricane status here. We had very strong tropical storm, but we are alive and well. And I just wanted to do a live and let you guys know what went down. Slinky, I just put him back into his enclosure. I did a whole video putting the animals back out and explaining some of the things that went down. But my goodness, man, it was one heck of a storm last night. In fact, actually at 5:30 on Wednesday evening, Wednesday the 9th, my sister and I were out on my patio. I was grilling. The weather was just starting to come in. And what happened was we had a tornado go right through Jupiter Farms, literally a block away. You can check that out on my Instagram. We saw it form and it went out and really destroyed a good portion of some of the folks in the farm. So the number, I think it was the most, 126 tornado warnings were actually posted yesterday from Hurricane Milton. So it was just pretty nuts. And it's exactly like they tell you. It sounded like a crazy rumbling freight train. And my gosh, man, we saw it coming. It's pretty comical, our commentary, if you go to the Instagram page. Here is Lulu. She's just been let out. And of course, Chase is out. All the cages did very well, thankfully. All the cages did well. Actually, that's not Lulu. I let Lulu out. That's Diamond. And Chase is good as well. So I'm just confused. But you can see here, friends. We've got a lot of mud. We got branches down. I had 2 trees fall down. I'll show you. I cleaned up one. We have another one that I have to get to after this live. But we had a casualty there. I got to get that quarter line back up. But if you look at Fred's Lagoon, it's looking pretty full, but with a lot of leaves on it. And the gators, they are fine. They just kind of went underneath and just kind of hung out in the water. There's really no danger for them. So they're just doing their thing. What's up, Catherine? Some of the OG Patreon people are on here. We figured we'd do a live for everyone because some of you were concerned about how the camp fared. There is Dale. She was kind of hiding right there. Hello, Dale. And Snaggletooth is in there. There have been no breaches to any of the fences. None of the structures of the house were injured or damaged at all. And I'm extremely thankful for that because these can become very costly. I put some more dirt over here. I'm trying to kind of, get rid of this mud. But we actually have the blackthroats are in good shape. The caiman did well. It was just nuts, it's one of these things. So many people north of us were not that lucky, but pretty much the entire state was in trouble. Some of these signs blew down. But again, the animals in their enclosures are all A-okay, which is good. We took in Guapo. We locked up the rhino iguanas. We locked up Lola, but they are now out. Here's Guapo. He's okay. Very, very happy that he's fine. We brought him in. The other thing I get psyched about, friends, is this enclosure has been here since 2005, okay? So for 19 years, it has stood through many hurricanes, but some of these trees have gotten much bigger. Some of them are actually older. I cannot believe that nothing fell on this cage last night. It was ripping. I mean, the wind was ripping, man. Pinkosaurus, shout out to you. Brooke, Machuda, good to see you there. T-Bone, hey, man. All the OG Patreon friends. I'm going to have to trim up some of this traveler's palm. We got some branches down here. I'm going to walk out over here. I had taken the gates off the hinges to protect them from flying back and forth and breaking the hinges since they're like a custom gate. They're difficult. The hinges, they're custom, so you have to weld them on. So what I did was I took them off and laid them down. But of course, let me see if we can see this. You see that tree, the remnants of that tree? Do you guys see that? That sucker is a big pine tree. You see that? I was walking around this morning. That thing was about maybe, I think it was like a 90-foot tree. and it just blew off. Look at that snap, where it snapped up. So it snapped out and crashed right on the gates as they were kind of down on the ground. So the bamboos shot, which is no big deal. Structurally, the gates are good, but it hit my archway. I had an arch here, and it brought in this post. So I'm gonna have to push that post back a little bit, get that dialed in. I'm gonna need someone else to help me with that, so I gotta wait for my pop-in-law. So yeah, but there's there's the trunk. I cut it all up, I packed everything up. My neighbors are running off a generator. We have power, luckily. So we're in good shape, but that's what I did earlier. And then I had to smooth out the driveway. I probably have to fix this a little bit better. I don't know if I like that. Look at that. Yeah, we'll just fix this a little bit, stand it up, and I'll tamp it down to keep it more like that. So much to do, man. So much to do. Most of our neighbors are good. We have an incredible neighborhood. Look at this. There he is. Lumpy. There's Lumpy. What's up, buddy? He made it, no problem. Yeah, our neighbors are amazing. There was a horse farm, a really beautiful farm on the main road coming into Jupiter Farms, on Jupiter Farms Road. And the tornado that went past my house, that by the grace of God did not get us, completely decimated this horse farm. It's a really beautiful spot. They hold like a lot of functions there, like a farmer's market there. They hold, pumpkin picking for the pumpkin patch, and it was decimated. Now, luckily, all the animals and humans are okay, but their place is devastated, and you'll see that in a video probably coming out tomorrow. But it was just, just incredible. You know what I mean? The amount of work or the amount of devastation. And we still got, you can see, there's still a breeze, we like this stuff's no big deal. I can pick all that up. But, these big trees, if that ever went down, I was concerned because I locked the tortoises in here, and I'm glad I did, because if they were over that area, it's possible that pine tree could have fallen on them and crushed them. But I also worry because we got these tall pine trees here, and if they fell onto that shed, I don't know how strong that thing is, to be perfectly honest. So, it's pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and flip it here and show you guys that we have the radiated. They stayed out the whole time. I just kept them out. There was no trees I was worried about. There was no flooding I was worried about in this area. So very, very happy about that. But this whole thing's been stressful. So I had to go and I locked all the animals up, as you know. But here, look, just like nothing's happened. We just got to clean out their water. It's got a lot of pine needles in it, some more branches down. But all in all, we did exceptionally well here. And here are I'm going to have a sit. I'm going to pop a squat here. The kids are great. Ellie Rambo 15. One of them had to crawl into bed with us because they were a little nervous. I'm not going to say who, but look at this guy eating all the bamboo that's fallen down. That's some bamboo leaves, and Darwin's just kind of hanging out. Don't know. The tornadoes were probably in the E class. They weren't F. You don't normally get very powerful. I say that. The tornadoes aren't as powerful as the ones that you're going to get in the Midwest in Tornado Alley. But we had so many of them, and I did see a couple of photos. There were cars flipped over, cars in people's houses. And in one case, there's a video circulating on Facebook of a 30-yard dumpster on top of someone's house. Like, was lifted up, a dumpster, one of those big steel dumpsters, 30-yarder, lifted up, put on someone's house. So that is incredible. So there is power, and if you guys look all over, I'm sure Instagram and Facebook, you're going to see a lot of incredible footage of tornadoes. That's kind of the big story here with this hurricane. Its size, its reach over the entire state of Florida, and the tornadoes they spawned. Really interesting. I've never, I've had tornado warnings, but I've never heard one. This was eerie. It was so still before it. It was dead still. And I'm cooking, and my sister's like, yo, this is creepy. And then she's like, we heard like they say freight train, but man, it was it was even crazier than that. It was pretty nuts. It was more like, it sounded otherworldly. It sounded like deep in your primally, you just knew it wasn't good. It was something that was just like, oh my gosh. But my sister and I, we couldn't look away. So we stayed out on the patio, and you heard this rumble. And then you saw, all day the clouds had been moving in a counterclockwise rotation, but they had a long sweeping arc, okay? Because it's a big hurricane, sweeping clouds. But then the vortices that I saw in the clouds, it was weird. I saw wisps of clouds start to tightly form, and then it just got darker, and it just dragged down, and then you heard that, and you'll see in the video the wind. Even though we weren't in the actual vortex, you could see how much the wind was being pulled, how everything was just being, just disturbed. It was really incredible. I'm sure not for the people whose homes they went over, but it was incredible. It was what an experience. I'm glad and I'm thankful, and I know how lucky we got, because when I tell you that it was only a block away, I'm not kidding. It was a block away. It would have just absolutely destroyed the camp, destroyed it. Nothing could have stood up to that. I'm gonna risk walking over here. If I lose you guys, I will try and come back. Let's just see if I can get it. I should have a clear signal. What I'll do is I'm gonna flip the camera, and I wanna show you in the sulcata enclosure. You guys are gonna see, we actually have a tree down there. You guys see that? I've got my machines over there. We've got beautiful machines. Again, thanks to Kubota they rented this machine for me so I'd have stuff to clean up with. But yeah, that went into the sulcata enclosure, but they seem to be happy because they're eating all the leaves, which is awesome. So it's just a very big buffet. Pretty nuts. So anyway, yeah, I got to get to work on that. Tons of foliage that I've got to clean up. I think I've got some dirt on me here. Yeah, lots of foliage to clean up, but the good news is, you see, it's a blue sky. So if you can survive this, you get the blue skies again. And I'm hoping that this is all we see from hurricanes. It's getting late now in the season. Water temps are going to be coming down, but here's hoping. To be perfectly honest, where I live, Jupiter has not had a direct hit since I first moved here in 2004. We had Hurricane Francis and Hurricane Jean all within a 2-week period, very similar to what our friends on the west coast of Florida dealt with Helene and now Milton, all within a 2-week period. So, every if I got to deal with this every 20 years, it's worth it, because I live in what I feel is the perfect place to do what I do. You got to be tough if you live down here in Florida. Let's show you the cherry heads are good. They all pulled it out. I did not lock them up, but they're smart little tortoises. We got some foliage down. The other thing that'll happen in these storms is sometimes you'll find babies walking around. So that's kind of interesting. But yeah, the cherry heads are good. All the lizards are good. Let's go check out the recreation pond and the redfoots and stuff. I had everyone in our shed right here. I had Kate's car in the garage, my sister and my vehicle in the warehouse behind me. Everything was dialed up, but everyone's out. We had this bamboo. That was interesting. But yeah, these storms are a fact of life here. In fact, the reality is, friends, Earth is volatile. Oh no, someone's already on upside down. What are you doing there? Did the hurricane get you? I don't think so, because I just let them out. Yeah, Earth's volatile. So if you live in California, you're going to deal with wildfires, mudslides, and you're going to deal with earthquakes. Other places deal with volcanoes. You think you're far inland like Asheville, and they got hit with heavy rains from the hurricane. These are very powerful systems. We live on an ever-changing and moving Earth. And no matter where you live, you're going to deal with nature. So you just pick your poison. I absolutely love it here. Look at these guys. Because for, 12 months out of the year, we mostly have great temperatures, and I get to grow tropical plants and have tropical reptiles and things of that nature. And yeah, these storms, they come out. I'm very fortunate that I've kind of, as I've gotten older and as the channel has grown, I've got these great relationships with these companies. And I think you'll understand the companies that I choose to work with are companies that I use, whether it be my bicycles at Specialized or Kubota, Fluker. I do partnerships with people that I use and that, you know, I need, to be perfectly honest. And it seems to work out. I'm very fortunate. You don't know how easy it was to move those heavy logs today with the machines that I have. It's usually I'd be doing that by hand. And to be honest, getting tired of that. So I'm glad that I'm in this situation where I have these partnerships. So that's what I wanted to say there. I'm very fortunate, not only in that the hurricane did not really affect us too well, but that I have the means now to clean up and do what I got to do. So I'm very grateful. Let's have a look at the pond here, friendlies. Check it out. It is just got some debris, nothing major, no real issues. We got, lots of water, which is fine. And yeah, man, it's crazy. I hear you, Catherine, about moaning there. I don't know about selling out, Bob. I mean, who knows? It's kind of tough, I don't know what I'd sell out to. What would be selling out? Let's see. I don't know, man. I can't think of, I don't know. Like there's so many of these little companies that want us to do something. You know what I mean? They, just these companies, and it's just not worth the hassle to do something. It's not like I'm Tom and I are not like totally money hungry. We're trying to survive, but there's nothing crazy. But that being said, if like what is what was what's the one of them like I forget, like the beard. I don't even remember all these like the shaving companies. Hey, if they want to offer us $1 million to do a video, I'll do a video about shaving. So I'll sell out like that. But whatever. A lot of good could come from that money. But otherwise, mostly what we do, we're not rich. We produce the videos. Fluker's great to us. All these partners are fantastic, and they've really made a difference, especially during this time of dealing with this hurricane. So I'm extremely grateful and looking forward to more building and doing things here. The good news is I spoke with Thomas Holt. Also, I was concerned about Thomas, our friend who's been helping us plant out Kamp Kenan. His nursery had some damage, but he said nothing that they can't fix, so he's in good shape. I'm happy about that. I will be doing something with Tom soon. We have the machines. We're going to be planting some beautiful plants. I'm glad we got this hurricane out of the way. I can give these plants time to establish themselves and get stronger so that if we do have hurricanes next year, they'll be easier to kind of weather the storm, so to speak. So yeah, let's have a look now. Let me get up. I like sitting down and chatting with everybody. But let's get on over here. I'll show you the rec pond. It's got some leaf litter in the pond. It's a little stirred up, so it's a little foggy because we did, the other cool thing is when the tornado hit yesterday at 5:30, we were without power for only 2 hours. And then we got power back all night long. And look at this day, man. Look at this beautiful day. It's even cooled down a little bit. I am blown away and just extremely grateful. I live in such a cool community that everyone is bound together. They're helping out that horse farm. When I'm done with using the machines here, I'm going to make sure my neighbors, I can get my neighbors taken care of. If they have something they need moved or whatever, we could just drive this machine over there and take care of them. But I'd say all in all, guys, what do you think? I mean, I think we did really, really good. The fact that no one's hurt, no loss of life here at the camp, no animals were harmed. I'm just extremely grateful because there is going to be quite a death toll, friends, with the tornadoes here in Florida. So be prepared. It's all over the news. And as the waters recede. They had the storm surge in Sarasota and Fort Myers. As the waters recede, you're gonna hear about people that didn't heed the call to get out. Very important. If you ever find yourself in these storms, don't mess around, because for every false alarm they give you, there's always the reality. See this breeze? This is still leftover wind from Hurricane Milton. So yeah, I don't know, friends. That's it. I just say take it seriously. I've done this since 2004, and I think, you know, we have, I'm fortunate. I have a very strong home. All these other structures, though, this is all on me. If any of these go down, it's going to take my resources to get them pulled back up. And I'm just trying to give these animals a good life, you know. We're not trying to do more than I can handle. I just want these animals to have a good life. I want to build out this place. I want to share it with everybody out there. You guys keep me going, man. I really mean that. And I can't thank you guys enough for all of your interest and keeping things interesting here at the camp. But yeah, someone just said Floridian spirit. You know, I am originally a New Yorker, but I always loved Florida, and a lot of us wind up down here. And I have truly embraced the Florida lifestyle. You know, I just, I'll take these storms to live in paradise, you know. You don't get nothing from nothing, yeah? You got to give to get. And then look at this. Look at the Kenan. Let me see if I could zoom in, friends. He's just enjoying that sun. Look at this. Look at him enjoying that sun. He's got his head up. Look at that. Guys, that's what it's all about. It's about sharing my world, my backyard, with these prehistoric animals. And look at him, his eyes closed, the sun's on his jaw. Let's go in there. The sun's on his jaw. He's sunbathing. To me, that is what it's all about, that I get to walk around this yard, okay? I get to wander around here. Look at this goofy little yellowfoot. I get to walk around here, and I get to share my life, not only with my wife, but with my reptiles, man. That's so cool. I don't know if you guys are the same as I am. And then of course we have this lady. She's keeping an eye on me. Look at her, just poking out from the weeds. She's like, you come close, I'm gonna get you. This is just so cool. This is Sunny and Cher. They're Sunny. But the fact that I have these animals, that I'm doing this, it really is amazing. So I don't know, guys. I love you all. Thank you so much for being a part of my life with these animals. You guys rule. Your interest continues to drive the channel. Yeah, I'm just super fortunate. Thanks to Kubota USA for helping me out with their machines. It's an incredible partnership. Of course, Fluker Farms, you guys are great. Custom Cages, I got to shout you guys out. Your cages stood up against a very powerful tropical storm. So very glad about that. You know, Specialized keeping me healthy riding bikes. So that's it. Thanks to everybody out there, guys. I really appreciate you all. Universal Rock. And of course, what about our friends at Aquascape? Those guys have been good buddies. Greg called me and texted me yesterday to make sure I was ready for the storm. And here we are. Huh? Beautiful aquascape ecosystem with two beautiful prehistoric animals. Look at that. Look at that. He's smiling for you guys. He's happy. He's happy the storm didn't do any damage to his enclosure. And I'm happy too. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you again. Just wanted to do a live video for everybody. If you want to help out the camp, if you want to go deeper in your support, go to patreon.com.